Hello viewers. Well, today we're looking at the Quarter Arcades, which were originally revealed last year, I think it was, with the Pac-Man originally, and they're expanding their range, and I wanted to take a closer look. Now, I'm a big fan of arcade games. We've got a range of arcade game videos on the channel, and of course I went along and filmed a few of these examples here, which was at the recent EGX show, which was great to see people of all ages enjoying the arcade feeling, the arcade culture, and trying to bring that sort of retro vibe back. And sometimes when you look at some of these cabinets, it's almost amazing that any of them actually got built in terms of their ambition. But now Quarter Arcades, Numskull have worked to bring back that heritage of arcade gaming, and you can see here these quarter-sized arcade machines which are expanding range, and I popped along to try them out. And I think when you look at the detail on them, it's amazing how they really give you that vibe. When you bend down to their level and you squint, you could almost be in the arcade. So of course, obviously, just over 6'6", I'm a bit of a giant, so there's my giant man hand having a go on Galaga there. I still call it Galaga. And love the artwork, love the design. It was a bit awkward from when I was playing. I was sort of playing behind the camera, sort of reaching across, so it wasn't the ideal position to play it. But first thing you want to do is jump on there and play them. It gives you the vibe of what it was like to go to the arcades in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. Arcades were a special place. You would have technology there that was miles beyond anything you had in the home. The arcades might be in your local pub. There would be an area. I mean, kids weren't allowed in pubs, at least in central London, even in the 80s. Before then, there would be an area where children could go, and then of course they brought in the arcade games, which gave children something to do. And of course, you look at the uniqueness of each cabinet, the artwork, the design, and the eye for detail, the venting, the way the boards are put on there. You can see the on-off switch and various details there. And I even like the way they included the handles. This is the handles the man would use when he pulled the arcade machine back to wheel it in and out of the venue. Now, these are the sort of details that I really, really like, that capture the whole essence. And they've really worked on making them perfect to scale. This is a passion project. And you can see the artwork just on the side there, really nice. Having a go at Galaxian. Yes, I've dimmed the lights a bit. I do find that dimming the lights made it all feel a bit more authentic for me. Just bringing that atmosphere. You would walk into an arcade at the time and there would always be somebody who's really good, and you'd stand behind them and you'd watch them play it and you'd learn from them. And of course, because when you got on there and you had your 10p, you had to make that 10p last. That's it. You got 5 10p's. That's it. That's your 5 goes. You wanted to be as good at the game as possible. And when I zoomed in, just looking at the details, you could see everything's perfectly legible. So even though it's really small, all of the instructions are as they were on the original cabinet. The texture, the detail, the buttons, the way the sticks move. It's all there. And the more I zoomed in with the camera, the more detail I could see in terms of just perfect aspects that brought that home. Of course, it'd all get a bit grubby in the arcade, but it was a great time. There was a feeling of energy, a feeling of seeing something, making you go wow, and seeing the top players standing over their shoulder while somebody who was amazing would get further into the game than anybody before. They would show you techniques that you couldn't believe, and when you walk into a new arcade, you'd see games you'd never seen before. There was nowhere else to see these games. When you discovered new arcade games, it would be wow, a moment of energy, a moment of excitement. Look at the uniqueness of design. Every element was unique on these cabinets at the time. And I think, colours, look, feel. Again, I'm playing a bit of Pac-Man here. I was, again, sort of at arm's length here trying to control it, so it wasn't ideal, but perfectly playable. There's a bit more wobble here than I probably really I didn't really notice it at all when I'm playing, because I'm concentrating on eating ghosts and other bits and bobs, but it was fine for me. I will note that people were so vicious with the original cabs that the actual full-size cabs would often shake around sometimes as well. They do take a fair old battering, so I was quite impressed with the centre of gravity for these cabs and the way they would take it. As you can see, there's just arms reach, just trying to play Pac-Man. Not ideal, but it was a way I wanted to show you guys the whole cabinet as well while I was actually playing there. It's quite simple. And then, of course, we've got Ms. Pac-Man as well, the unique designs. Everything is there that was on the original cab. Wonderfully recreated. This is the sort of thing that you can just have it demoing and hear that sound, or you can have it on your shelf and have it. Again, it's got a battery inside, but you can plug it in, charge the battery, have it demoing somewhere, or just have a quick go on it, compete with your friends, bring back some arcade heritage. It's very much, again, a sort of bringing back that a toy for adults, bringing back that sort of heritage of arcade gaming. And again, the marquees all lit authentically, giving you that warm yellowy glow of the arcades. And then, of course, side panel art as well, which looks fantastic, really nice. So, and a look at the screen. I just wanted to look in that. Imagine that's where you'd be standing, you'd be looking up at the marquee. It kind of gives you an idea of what I was mentioning earlier about sort of bending down to the machine level and seeing what it's about. But let's hear from the PR manager, Ryan, to find out more.
So we design, manufacture and sell the Numskulls quarter arcade cabinets, which you may see behind me. So at the moment, Pac-Man and Galaga are already out. We have Ms. Pac-Man and Galaxian coming this year. We have Dig Dug, Space Invaders, Track and Field, and more coming next year. And that's just the start. We are already talking to a lot of companies about adding to the line. I know we started off with 4 Bandai Namco cabinets, but they were just a nice, easy way into the market. We are pretty much speaking to every single company you can think of about potentially adding cabinets to the line. So if you haven't seen them before, the easiest way of describing them are they are quarter scale, miniaturized arcade cabinets, so everything's done down to scale. They're made of real wood, made of real metal, real details. If you take a look at them, even little things like the screws at the top are exactly where they would have been on the original cabinets. You have the air vents on the back, the little plaque. The idea is very much that we know if you want to play Pac-Man, you have 1,001 ways you can already play Pac-Man. But if you're interested in it as a historical piece, as a collector's item, if you grew up with the arcades, or even if you didn't, this is very much a collector's item that you can just play as sort of an additional thing for it, really. So of course, if you do want to play it, it uses the original arcade ROM on a custom emulator. There is actually a board in there, it's not just a Raspberry Pi. Obviously all nice clicky joysticks, buttons all work, light up marquee, so it plays really nicely. But some people, including myself, don't actually end up playing it that much. I just have it on display in a glass cabinet, occasionally comes out to show it to people, show off the quality of it and stuff. So yeah, the idea behind the range, unlike perhaps some other ones on the market, is that it is a collector's piece. It is a high quality, premium quality collectible item that is intended for people that grew up with the arcades, people that have an interest in the history of arcades. So we have Dig Dug, Space Invaders and Track and Field. That's all we've announced so far, but we are talking to companies like Taito, so you can kind of guess what we might be going for there. Of course, again, for those all authentic quarter scale cabinets, what we've started to do recently that perhaps wasn't available in Pac-Man is any dip switch settings that were in the original arcade cabinets are now going to be installed on those cabinets. We're always looking at revising these, making them better, the quality both outside and inside. I'm not sure if people that have already purchased these may have heard that we recently replaced our manufacturers and our factory. So we're looking at changing some slight details for future cabinets, probably starting from next year's onward. Meaning that we're no promises, but we're looking at things like having high scores saved if the cabinet's turned off. We're looking at things like trying to improve the quality in general, just to make them as authentic as possible. So yeah, next year, quite a lot going on. And those are just the ones that have been announced. We obviously have a lot more happening behind the scenes as well.
So great to hear from Ryan there with the passion. Like, as you can see, switching out the lights, I might add. First thing I did was switch out the lights, put all the demos on, hear them all going. That's the sound of the arcade. You run along banks of arcade machines, games you'd never seen before, just whole rooms full of games you'd never seen. It's so difficult for people to imagine now just how amazing it was seeing this technology, seeing all these different games, the fact that you could interact with your TV screen. Amazing. And I think it was great listening to the various improvements they've got. I mean, there isn't a RetroPie in the back, there is a sort of unique board, and it goes through all the processes, and inside when you look internally it's all very authentic as well. And of course they've got improvements constantly, including high score saving coming for the cabs next year, and this range is ever improving. I mean, some of the new cabs that are on the way, track and field, you can imagine that with your friends. It's going to be quite hectic. Someone will need to hold the arcade machine down, no doubt. Now, actually, I have seen a demo where, again, the centre of gravity works perfectly. And there's me then getting another demo going, because why not? I love just hearing them all going. It's funny, actually. I remember seeing these and thinking, I want all of them. I don't just want one of them. I want all of them. I want them all lined up along my shelves. Have my own arcades all the way around me and just recreate that feeling. I think when you get one, you can probably get bitten by the bug, especially when you get two. And I'm excited to see what other games they've got coming in the future as well. In terms of racing, obviously we're a racing channel. Yeah, it'd be great to see a bit of Pole Position, I think. Maybe Pole Position 2. I don't know. Pole Position would be a nice little addition to things. And I quite like Sega Turbo as well. Here we see the packaging. This is what you want under your Christmas tree this Christmas. And very nice it is too. I would quite like to see that under my tree. Very nice. Lovely. So just having a look at the packaging and the artwork. Again, it's all nicely done, uniquely done for the game. It's not generic for all the different packaging. Every aspect has been thought about and put together in a loving and passionate way for retro gamers, and I really like that. So it's really nice to see Numskull, working to put this together. So it was a fun day. I've been looking forward to testing out these little cabs for a while. You can see there the demo just coming on perfectly as it would on the original cab. Nice to see everything is authentic, including the startup. And I really look forward to testing it more. Once we eventually get hold of a cabinet, we can test it and play it a bit, and just seeing how the range improves. And we're also going to be talking about an opportunity for you guys to win one. So do keep an eye on the channel. We're hopefully getting a competition sorted, and then we'll be able to give you guys a chance to win one of these cabinets as well. Do keep an eye on the TeamVV website as well, teamvv.com, if you're interested in that. So really enjoyed testing these out. Look forward to seeing the range expand. Great products, and it brings back a bit of arcade amusement heritage as well. What's not to like about that? Bringing back that atmosphere of a bygone age, one we should not forget in terms of the passion, the growth of the games industry and what it is today. But that's it from me for now. As ever, more soon. Hello beautiful, thanks for watching the video today. Hope you enjoyed it. Do like and subscribe, supports what we do. And also check in the description if you want to become a YouTube member or Patreon. Support us in every way possible to get out there and get some awesome content. But that's it, hope you've enjoyed it. Check out these videos, check out the site, and there'll be more from me very soon.